Okay.
Good day, everyone. This is Maximize Life TV. Welcome to Maximizing Life. On today, you've got Stephanie and myself on this program. Obviously, this is our channel, and this is also our Facebook page, Maximizing Life. And this year, 2021, we've come with loads of goodies. But before we delve into today's show, I just want to quickly read something to us. And it says, tomorrow is the blank page of a 365-page book. For the last year, which is year 2020, what belonged to the last year, let us have a new language for this new year 2021. And that's the new language that we're having in Maximizing Life, Maximizing Channel. But before we go into today's, I just want us to have a 1 minute silence for those that have lost loved ones, I myself inclusive, and just to commiserate with them and pray that the Lord will guide, will protect the rest of us and help to finish off this pandemic that we are all going through. It's a pandemic, and really, it's only God that can step in. So let's
Mm.
just have a 1 minute silence. Thank you. May the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
So, Stephanie, what have we got lined up for this year? Can you tell us what have we got lined up for this year for Maximize?
Oh, we have a lot of fantastic topics that we will be touching on in year 2021, and I'm so excited myself, and I believe that there'll be one or two persons out there that can relate to the topics, which is obviously the purpose of why we've chosen. Then we'll be talking more in depth about social economic, person and health. We'll be talking about getting it right in the new year, new me, new year. We'll be talking about lessons learned from coming out of the lockdown. Also, we've abbreviated lockdown doesn't mean lock up. I'm sure. Yeah. So children's education. We'll be talking about children's education, how we adapting to the temporary teaching of children, which is homeschooling, which I can relate more to as well. And I believe there'll be someone there that can relate to that as well. Then also we'll be talking about emotions and mental health, domestic violence, idea of how to ideal way to maintain emotions everywhere. We'll be talking about flashback and previous holidays that we've had together and how we miss going away due to the pandemic and restrictions. We'll be talking about our friendship, which I'm sure you are all aware of, intergenerational friendship, which we're going to talk about the pros of. I wouldn't say there's any cons to it because there's more benefit than not. So we'll be talking about the benefits. That's what we will be focusing on. Then we'll be talking about how to balance some funds as a woman, as a wife, career, talking about how everyone juggles. But I know we are all blessed as women to be able to multitask. So we will be talking about how we juggle everything. Also, we'll be talking about engaging the children and ideas of what to do and where to go. We'll also be talking about looking after the children from the day they were born, the sacrifices that we parents um, do in order to give them a better life. And also progression at work, our visions, our goals and attainment. We'll be talking about celebrating one another, how is like today, I remember in church we spoke about gratitude, isn't it? So we'll be talking in depth about celebrating one another. And yes, that's it. And if we have any more that would like to add, then we would add more to it. But that's what we have lined up. And I'm sure that you all would be able to relate to one or two of the topics that we've mentioned. Over
Wow,
to you.
fantastic. Fantastic. So we have array of topics. We have
Yes,
array
absolutely.
of video that we'll be sharing this year with our viewers. I can't wait myself by the time we start sharing those videos and talking. Obviously, this channel is about people learning. It's about us learning, or it's us coming up with our personal experiences and also sharing this. And also we would ask people to comment if need be, for them to comment and let us know whether the topics that we've even shared, whether they have learned from it. It's always good to have a feedback. So I'm really excited and I'm looking forward to this year 2021. Hooray, it's gonna be a good year.
Eh,
And I'm just, I mean, cheering this new year, and I just believe that it's another chance for us to get it right. Sometimes
absolutely.
some of us might be out there and saying, what's in year 2021 for me? I haven't even got it right in year 2020. In year 2020, it really doesn't matter. This is another year. This is a new chapter that we can write a book, we can write history. It's a new chapter, even in our lives. So I don't know about you, but I think this new year, I'm really looking forward. I want to take practical steps to some of those things that I wasn't able to achieve in year 2020, either due to the pandemic or due to the fact that I was just too busy. There are so many things happening in our lives: home front, work front, career front,
Yeah, absolutely.
everything. So, what's this year going to be like for you, Stephanie?
For me, like you said, obviously, I believe every one of us would have some uncompleted project from carrying over from last year into the new year. But I'm going to be also careful in terms of setting myself goals and my vision for the year, because it's not the amount of goals that you want to fulfill that matter. I think it's more to actually achieve maybe few of them, then you progress as you carry on. So I think I'm taking it one step at a time, but I believe that I have quite a number of things that I would like to be done in year 2021. So I'm not actually setting myself a lot of goals, not because I don't have, but I think it works best to take it one step at a time. So previously I do read, but one of my goals this year is to read more, because I believe that the more you read, the better it is, the better understanding you have. And I remember there was something, I think Warren Buffett mentioned that for you to be the best at what you do, you have to spend at least an hour or 2 hours actually learning more of that. So the more you read, the better it is, the more enhanced your knowledge is. So I think one my priority would be to read more. So previously, for instance, if I used to read one book a month, I'll master on reading two or three. And I believe I've started well. I think I spent at least 2 hours a day reading, and I think I've been able to cover in the month of January some books as well. So I think that's my main goal to read more.
That's
That's
fantastic.
yeah,
So that means at least we share one goal together, which is similar.
exactly,
I think one of my
absolutely.
goals this year too is to read more, secular books, and also books written by men and women of God. So that's one of my goals this year. But also, it's a new year for me. It's a clean slate. So I asked myself the question, what really would I want to do this year? And I said, I want to be focused more. It's a wonderful opportunity. This year is presenting a wonderful opportunity. And this new
Exactly.
year is the glittering light to brighten the dream, lined
Mm.
pathway to my future. So I just believe there's something in this year, 2021. And I just pray that God will continue to be my pilot this year. And I know He will
Amen.
be our pilot. We're friends, so God has to be our pilot this year, even for maximize life, for our careers, for our goals. God has to be our light. But I also believe that no matter how hard the past has been, there's always a beginning. So whatever we face the year 2020, and this is for someone out there, whatever you may have faced the year 2020, this year 2021 is another beginning. So you can forget the past and just begin a new beginning.
Exactly.
I believe that your present circumstances does not determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. So it is now
Absolutely.
that you start. So that's for someone out there. It is now that you start. Forget the past. Some might say, oh, we're still in the pandemic. Doesn't matter. This is
Yeah,
where we start. So our
absolutely.
beginning can start now.
Absolutely.
So yeah. I'm just excited. You can see I'm just excited. I hope someone out there would realize that there's always a start.
Yes, there is. And I think I would just like to add to what you've just said. And I believe one of the, should I say, restrictions that people have in terms of planning for the future is because they still hold on to the past, or people are holding on to whatever is going on. Just like the lockdown that we are all talking about, some have become richer
Mhm.
during the lockdown than they've ever been in their life. But while others are looking late, I believe that I remember it was this gentleman that was a Robert Kiyosaki that said that when others are looking left, you look right. So there's always a positive out of regardless of, but I think people, the change is what people are not ready for the change. So they believe more in the past rather than in the present. So I would say that is more of the year 2021 also for myself is looking more into the future, planning the future and just forgetting about the past and just looking right while everyone else is looking left. I would say that one just has to detach yourself. And I think it's a conscious effort that one needs to make consistently, regardless of what is being predicted or what you're listening to. And that's why you need to listen to the right things at this time, read the right books that will motivate you, because without doing all those things, it's easy to be buried into the past and not moving forward. So
And
that's
yes, and obviously as Christians we have to pray. We need to
exactly,
do that out.
exactly, exactly,
um,
yes,
we, we
exactly,
we get by daily by prayer. We get by daily by reading the Word of God. We have to stay committed to our goals, and that's why I really appreciate what you said about goal setting. There's no point in setting yourself goals to fail. I think even in this new year, it's good for us to set achievable goals, goals that we know that we are able to achieve, and then pat ourselves on the back. Every time you achieve a
exactly,
goal, pat yourself on the back, congratulate
absolutely.
yourself, take yourself out. I mean, we do that often anyway, but I'm just saying that I'm just saying we can do more of that, because if you
Absolutely.
don't celebrate yourself, no one else is going to do
Yeah,
it. So it's best to celebrate yourself, and never think you're too old to reinvent yourself. I think I've got some goals now. I'm not sharing it now because it's not this, we're not sharing it now, but I've got some goals that you think, oh, but how old are you and you still want to do this? But never too late to
exactly,
reinvent yourself.
absolutely.
So Councillor Bright is reinventing herself this year. Just watch out.
Yes, watch out, everyone. Yeah, watch out, everyone. And also, I think what you've just said in terms of prayers, I also remember the book you've just recently published, and I think that has also helped me in my journey of prayers as well. And like you said, we can all have written goals, written visions, but we also need the backup of God, and the book has been amazing. Unseasoned
Yeah.
prayers. It's been amazing. So I'm
Mm.
sure we will talk more about the contents later on, but it's also helped in my journey as well. So I just thought I'll add that to the prayer.
Thank you. The power of unceasing prayers. I think that's one book that has helped me as well. But yeah, it's a good book. It's a good book. But just to leave this with our viewers, just to encourage our viewers to say that this year 2021, yes, we're all still in the pandemic, going through one thing or the other. But I want people to remain positive, have a positive attitude, embrace new opportunities. There are new opportunities out there. Let's continue to dream big and stretching our boundaries. Let's continue to stay
Absolutely.
focused. Let's embrace all the potentials that we can embrace. Let's learn from our mistakes. Some of us might say, oh, well, I've made mistakes in the year 2020. It doesn't matter. We learn from those mistakes. We leave the mistakes behind, but we take the lessons with us. So let's be thankful. Let's remain grateful. Just like we said today in our Sunday service, we were talking about gratitude. I mean, let's
Absolutely.
remain full. Let's be successful. Let's have joy. Let's have love. Let's have kindness. Let's be caring. No time for fear. And I know we're surrounded by fear, but let's have faith. Let's replace the fear with faith. What do you think, Stephanie?
Yes, I do 100% agree with you. I think fear is a limitation, it's a negative, regardless of how we want to look at fear, it's limiting. And like you said, faith for me, faith is a negative emotion. It's the opposite of faith. And for you to be able to function or attain anything in life, you have to believe in yourself. And again, fear is limiting. And so we just have to, like I said, there'll be a lot of things that is being said, even at this time of pandemic. I would say that fear is what everyone is demonstrating at the time. Oh, I don't want to go here. People are keep washing their hands and doing a lot of stuff. So, and I think we're all living in fear, but we just have to be able to believe that all will be well. I think that's what we need at this time, because fear, we're surrounded by fear. So you don't even need to look for fear now. It's
Mm,
right in front of you. And so that's what I would say about fear, because like we just said, we have a lot of things I believe everyone wants to achieve in 2021. But once you start with fear, then it's impossible
mm,
to achieve that. So I would say that also again, listening, surrounding yourself with the right people would also help you not to dwell so much on that fear, because that's the only way. The things
yeah.
you're listening to, who you're surrounded with, and those are the things that will help. Because if you sit in front of the news 24 hours, you would hear whatever you want to hear, and that would be very um, daunting as well, even for myself as a business owner. Regardless of the prediction, I think I'm certain that 2021 will be better for me, regardless of what has been predicted. And like I said, some have gotten richer during the pandemic, not because they are listening to fear or surrounding themselves with fear, but they have decided that whatever is going on, they're going to believe the best. And that's what I would say in terms of fear.
Okay, so we're going to be taking a leap of faith and begin this wondrous new year by
Absolutely.
believing that it's going to be good for us by the word of God, that we were going to be obviously praying and listening to the word of God, surrounding ourselves with people that are going somewhere. We have to also stop procrastinating. Some saying we're going to do this to procrastination is not good. So this year, there's one thing I want to stop doing is to stop procrastinating and to maximize life, maximizing this year. It's just I'm going to minimize discomfort, just maximize what this year brings. Let's just maximize it. Let's encompass love, happiness, education, success, put everything into this year. Just maximize it as it's coming your way. Any opportunity coming your way, maximize it. Just let's
Absolutely.
do it. Yeah,
Yes,
let this year be a different year for us.
exactly,
I'm sure
exactly.
it can be. Even in our health, we've not even spoken about health. We've been talking since. We haven't even spoken about health. And yet it says health is wealth. We've got to
Absolutely.
be healthy this year. I know there's every limitation to what we can do now because of the pandemic and the government guidelines. But even in our homes, we can do that exercise, that 5 minutes exercise, 10 minutes exercise, 15 minutes exercise. We can still take a walk, you know so let's look after our health as well this year. Health is wealth.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, aside from even on online internet, there's a lot of fitness instructors, free ones that one can join in the mornings. Though I think that was last week. I saw one of my friends' status on WhatsApp. I think she joins one in the morning. I think there are about 100 of them. There's an
Wow.
instructor from YouTube. Yeah, so there's a lot going around in terms of in fitness and so even my kids. I know that when they sign up from school, there's the PE stuff. So what I'm saying is that everyone is making a conscious effort in terms of health, and I believe we've both also taken out carbohydrate from from,
I'm you.
from our meal. So, and I believe that is working. So, yes, I do agree 100%. Health is wealth. So that's one of our plans, and that's what we have. Actually, we started before the new year. So,
I also wrote something down. I said more of veggie and fruits this year. Oh, I hope I will do it. I'm sure I can. I'm sure I
yeah,
will. I put
I'm
my mind to it. More of veggie and fruits. Yeah.
I'm sure we would once we set our mind to it. And I think, like they say, it takes 21 days for us to adapt to new habits or new way of doing things. So I think if the first 21 days is always the most difficult, and once we adapt to it, I think we'll be fine. And I believe we've been fine in terms of the carbs and all those things. Although we still have some temptations that come along the day and
We've tried. Let's pat ourselves on the back.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my take actually.
We've
Yes.
tried. We've tried. So just to leave it with our viewers, I think one thing I want to leave with our viewers today is that, we're now in year 2021. I just want people to know that they should be themselves. Just be
Absolutely.
you. Be you. Only one of you. Don't change that for anyone unless it is something you truly want. Be yourself this year. Be you. So many things will come your way, so many demands, so many requests will come your way even this year. Just to remain true to yourself, know what your limits are, know what your capacities are, so that you're not overstretching yourselves, especially with your mental state of health. Let's just be who we are. Let's be us. Just be you. And that's my mantra this year. I just want to be me. Me, I'm not going to
Change.
overstretch. No, this is my year.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I remember there was something my dad used to tell us when we were growing up that there's only one you.
Yeah,
Any other person is a photocopy
yeah,
that is
yeah,
best for. And I believe my pastor always says that as well, that we can only function within ourselves. Don't copy someone else. Just be yourself. And I think it helps as well in our everyday life, in everything we do, believing in yourself and being yourself, knowing fully well that it's just you, nobody else. But I think that we sometimes people feel along the line based on wanting
mm,
to be someone else or do things in a particular way because of the way others are doing it. There's nothing wrong in learning from people. There's a
yeah.
difference between learning when you see things rather than being trying to be something you're not. So I guess people get confused along the line that maybe when you're learning from, because some people, I've heard people thinking when you're learning from someone, it means you're wanting, there's nothing wrong when you say something good and you want to adopt or adapt that into your life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I do agree 100% that one should be oneself, and that's one of my goals for year 2021 as well, to just function within myself, but I'll still have open mind and learning from other people. Like I said, there's a difference between learning and wanting to be someone else. There's a thin line to that. So
Yeah.
that's my that's my take on that.
Oh God. But I think this year, we would have to realize that every day is a fresh start for us. I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously for myself and you, I believe every day is a fresh start for us. So
A miracle.
as we wake up, as we sunrise, is a new chapter in our life. Life is waiting um, to be written. History is waiting to be written, even in our lives this years. Like this year, that we said mistakes are packaged with lessons to learn, even though we've made mistakes even in last year, but it's also lessons to learn, and we're taking those lessons with us this year, and we're learning from those mistakes. So we're going to be staying committed to our decisions, but also flexible in our approach. That's what we're going to do this year, and that's what we're encouraging other people, our viewers, to do this year. Let's just stay committed to our decisions, but flexible in our approach, so we're not overburdening ourselves. This year is going to be a year of focus, and we can do it. So, like I said, I'm reinventing myself this year. So when you see Councilor Bride doing something new, know that she's reinventing.
Watch out.
I'm repackaging.
Uh,
Oh, God. I
yeah.
think that's okay. Say something. I
No,
think the ending now.
no, I think on the notes of what you've just said about gratitude, just to echo what you said, and which
Yeah.
is a message you ministered today during church service as well. I think one of the most important lessons we've all learned is gratitude. If
Hmm.
there's anything we learned in 2020, is gratitude, appreciating all that you have.
Hmm.
And I think it's something that we need to adopt in our daily life, whatever we do. I was watching a church program, was it sometime last week, and the pastor ministering asked the congregation, if God has done any miracle for you in the
Hmm.
month of January, everyone should signify by raising up their hands. Just few raised up
Hmm.
their hands, and he was a bit upset with them. He said he knew everyone was going to misunderstand the miracle as it has to be something financial or whatever they've
Hmm.
achieved. But he said that for the fact that you're here, you're listening to the message today, it's a miracle. Then
Yeah.
everyone then stood up and got up. And so sometimes I think it happens in life when they say something about, and that's why I said all leading back to gratitude, isn't it? Thanking
Yeah.
God for life and where we are, and the fact that we are both here talking about the year. It's a miracle as well, and it's all gratitude as well.
So if there's one thing that you missed last year, this year, what would you say it is? Because I know how there's something I missed.
I'm sure you're laughing the same way. Why the same reason why I'm laughing. I believe there's a lot of things that we miss, and I don't want it to sound like one is complaining and
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
is grateful.
We are grateful.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff we've missed in
Yeah.
terms of
But also, I think what I also want to bring out in that as well, like you're saying, is we are grateful. But even in all these things, when we had all these things that we could do, when we were able to travel the
uh,
way we like, we were able to go to the gym when we like, we were able to
imagine. Yeah,
just drive off when we like, just take those pastimes, us times, whatever. I'm sure sometimes we took those times for granted. You
exactly,
know,
absolutely. Yeah,
I remember that I would say, oh, maybe we're going to lunch. We might not, we will say, oh, we're not going, or we should change it. We can go tomorrow. But now, if we have opportunity of of the government saying, just
Oh,
being there too. We were so happy, remember,
exactly,
because
exactly.
we could still do certain things. But in all, we're grateful because I'm sure the government is doing all of this to keep us safe, to also still keep us alive. So,
Absolutely.
yes, we have missed so many things, traveling, going together, going out together, visiting, and all of the nice things of life that we would love to do. But we are grateful for what God has done. And I think that's the message out there, that we should all remain grateful for
Yes,
what God
absolutely.
has done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on this note, we're going to stop our recording, and we're just going to say that year 2021, what year 2021 will bring will depend a great deal on what you bring into it. So, what
Absolutely.
are you bringing into 2021? So, if you're watching us, you have to ask yourself the question, yes, we're in 2021 and it's going to be a good, fantastic year. But what are you bringing into this year? So, on that note, we want to say thank you for watching us on Maximize Life, and we hope that you will join us on our next episode, our next video. So thank you for watching.
Thank you,
Bye
everybody.
for now.
Uh,